Hi, guys. Welcome to episode number 64 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching from my house today. Just got a chance to take a look at a couple different things. And I had a question that keeps coming up, and it's a varied answer. So it's really a question about your competition, and is your competition really your competition, or are they somebody that can affect your business? They're not somebody that can affect your business, and what's the difference between the two? And should I be friendly with my competition? I think was more in line of the question. Should I work with them? And the answer is yes and no. So just to give you a quick answer. So if you're in a major market, competition is far and few between. There is tons of competitors out there, but there are tons of opportunities. So let's just use New York City as a platform. It is the biggest in the United States, and there's other cities that are very much in line with it too, as well as per capita based on businesses. So their relationship and volume of people that live there are pretty much the same. Competition a lot less of an issue when it comes to a major market. Good competition actually can be a good thing because you can refer each other back and forth pretty consistently. And I'll give you an example. I belong to a Master Plumbers Council, which we try to make to every single month to talk to them about referring our restoration company. And when you go into the room, you notice something very profound very quickly. You notice that 90% of the room are plumbing and HVAC contractors. You're also going to notice that many of them know each other. And they're all there because they have a common affiliation. They have a common need to know that their voice in government, their voice in regulations matter. So they have this council that gets together of master plumbers, and they talk. But it's a room full of competitors that literally all compete in the same market. Now, it's a small fraction of the total companies that are out there in New York City, but it's still a few hundred of these people sitting in a room, 150 minimum at any given time. So they're sitting there talking, exchanging ideas, having dinner, talking, having somebody present, and they all have a common goal. Now, what I did notice was a lot of them would talk and do business with each other. A lot of them would say, hey, I know this guy or this woman, whatever the case is. I know their company. I have a good relationship with them. Their reputation's good. Let me use them when I can't get to the customer. Vice versa, they can refer me customers or clients down the road too as well. And it works. In the plumbing and HVAC field, it's for the most part relatively non-competitive because there's so much work and so much business out there in the first place for everybody to get. So the reason for having this meeting is to deal with a common interest, a common goal between the entire group. But what you notice is there's synergy between each business owner, and that one particular plumbing contractor will talk to another one that will refer each other back and forth. Hey, do you know this person? Yeah, hey, I can't get to this job. Can you get to him? Yeah, no problem. I know your customer. Anything I should or should not do? Relatively commonplace. Now, again, it's a major market, but I also noticed that is kind of the same thing back where I'm from. I sponsored the Hazleton Master Plumbers Council as well, had one much smaller group, much smaller affiliation, but same idea. Everybody knew everybody. Every plumber competed against one another. HVAC company competed against one another. I'm sure they weren't getting into real deep secrets, trade secrets, customer base, things of that nature, but they were definitely on the same page to refer each other of like companies, even in a small market. So my example is that companies in different industries do work together and do refer each other. And the restoration industry is no different. In fact, that trade group here at the New York Master Plumbers Council, there's only two of us in the group. There's one that's been there for a while. We've been there a little bit less. We've been there probably about a year now. And that person's been there for probably 2 or 3 years. And we generally have a good referral relationship with them. In fact, there's things that they do that we do not do when it comes to fire damages, cleanups, and stuff we do not do. So if we get into those situations, we could certainly refer them to our customers as well because it's not something we offer them anyway. And it keeps them happy, and then vice versa, they can refer a customer to us that they may not be able to get to or may not have a problem, or we could develop a referral relationship where we're receiving a piece of the job to keep everybody happy. I referred you to this, just working a piece for this company so I can keep everybody happy. That's also an option too as well. That's a sort of a joint venture and partnership agreement when it comes to that. But you find you can work together. The competition is not the good guys. The competition is the bad guys. The competition is the companies that don't care, don't do the job right, don't care to do the job right. The word means absolutely nothing, and they will rip off everybody, including their own mother, in order to make the sale. Those are not good people. Those are not good people in business. Those are not good people in general, not good people even to be around. But there's lots of them out there. So that kind of competition is bad because it makes everybody look bad. It makes people go, you know what, I'm just going to clean it up myself. I'll get a couple friends in here on a Saturday, and although it's going to kill my weekend and be a real pain in the butt, I can go and rent some equipment even though it's not the same from a Home Depot, and I can try to do it myself. Why? Because there are companies out there to make us all look bad. That's competition. That's no good. In a small market, it's not much of a difference. There's still a certain amount of companies out there, and when a person has an emergency service, it doesn't matter where they are, what kind of house they have. It's covered by their insurance. It's covered by their insurance. So it's a pretty simple process. But if you have a pizza place, and you have a pizza place down the corner, you know, I could see the competition be a little tough. But of course, we talked about that just the other day, how one particular company, one particular pizza place thrived over the other one. In fact, when I was forming my masterclass product that's going to be coming out shortly, we talked about the two pizza places and how one grew over the other and why they grew over the other and the specific reasons to it. And they both competed. I don't think they were super friendly with each other, but I think he did his thing, the other one did their thing, and that was the respect relationship at the end of the day. They both were in the same market, might as well not trash each other. You just do your thing, I do my thing. And they coexisted, and they coexisted pretty well. But can you coexist with your competition, I guess, is the real question and the real meat of this conversation of episode number 64 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching. And the question is up to you. If you have a good relationship with them, you could have non-competes involved, saying, I'm going to have you work with my customer, I'm going to have you sign a non-compete that you cannot market it to them. If you do, there could be some, we'll call them sanctions, for lack of better words, or some monetary liability, legal liability to you if you do it. So you could always set up non-competes in place to do that. You could have a gentleman's non-compete or gentlewoman's non-compete, which means go ahead, how about it? But the next time they should be coming back to me. Don't try and solicit any business with you or your competitors, and everybody will be fine. And that happens a lot too. Again, only the people that break the rules, only the quote-unquote lowlifes in the business world will ever feed off that and take your customers and not care because they want what you have, and they don't care about anybody else or anything. They're not good people. But good ethical business people, they don't want to take your business. They're to have their own business. If you're nice enough to reach out to them and say, hey, can you handle one of my customers? I can't get to them. You're a better person for them. You could do something I can't do for them. Then you're doing right by the consumer, by the customer, by the client, and you're doing what's right for everybody. If you don't do that, then you're not. It's just that simple. So really the decision's up to you. I would suggest you become friendly with some of your local area quote-unquote competitors and develop a relationship with them on how you can help each other out. You may be surprised. You may have a lot in common with each other and may be able to help each other. You know what? You might find a situation that one person had that turned out very poorly for them, and they're able to advise you, like maybe you don't want to necessarily work with that person because I had a problem. This is my problem I had with them. And you can help each other out. I've seen that a lot again with the plumbing HVAC world. You know, stay away from Mrs. Smith because Mrs. Smith, then again, made up name, she doesn't pay her bill. So he tells Stanley's plumbing service, the lady doesn't pay her bill. Well, I don't want anything to do with her. She doesn't pay her bill, and nobody will work with her. And that actually helps everybody out. We realize we need to stay away from the people that are trouble and aren't going to do good. So there's another advantage to working with your competitors. So I'd say it's a feel for it. I would say find 2 or 3 people within your market base that you can work with in your regular small market base. The larger market base, you can go even further than that. That you say that they do good quality work. They're very much like you. That if you can't get to them, they can refer them out. And vice versa, they can refer you and have a good relationship with them. I say that's all. I say go for it. Again, I just point out the competitors to me are bad competition, are the people that don't do the job right and make everybody look bad. That's really your competition, in my opinion. No, competition's a great thing, but let's define what competition really is. It's somebody else that does what you do. It doesn't mean they're taking your customers. It doesn't mean they're taking what you have. It means they do what you do, and sometimes they can be an asset to your organization. Think about it, feel it out, and see what works best for you. And again, feel free to comment below in the section and say, let me know what you think or what you feel when it comes to your competitors and competition, what you think about it, how you found maybe success or non-success when it comes to what works for you or what doesn't work for you. Again, that's what this forum is about. So feel free to comment. I'm just giving you my input, what I've seen over the years. had some examples of what I've seen in a completely different industry and how they all work together and coexist. So, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. I've got a bunch of stuff going on here. We've got some really crazy weather going on in the Northeast right now. We got ice, snow, rain all at the same kind of time. It starts raining, then 10 seconds later it goes back to freezing rain. So it's kind of crazy. But we'll hang in there, and spring is right around the corner, so that's awesome. All right, enjoy your weekend, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good one. Thank you for attending here, episode number 64 of 10-Minute Kick-Ass Coaching on a Friday afternoon. Bye.